Yeah. I think we have done that. So hopefully we are there.
Great. Is it working?
I'm trying to check. Second. Yeah. For some reasons we don't move. But I hope we will start to move in a second. In Facebook at least. Okay. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, shall we start? It's not, oh yeah, it already is 8 o'clock of the evening in Moscow, and I have no idea what is the time it's in your country, but good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night for those who is going to bed now. We, Maria Dudina and Sarena Fishman, we're gonna tell you today about Conservatory, St. Petersburg Conservatory BA program, Art of Contemporary Dance, and how to enroll there, how to get in there, and yeah, all about that, hopefully. So, Sarena is Conservatory Graduate, 2019, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and she's from America, and she is the brave girl who has survived after being in Russia for 5 years totally. Or
5 years, yeah.
5 years.
5.
Yes, and she knows everything about how to live in Russia, how to study there, how to maintain healthy mind.
Yeah, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, so I know what it's like.
Yeah, and she will probably she can guide me when I would lost my idea of how is it to be a foreigner who is studying in Russia.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I'm a curator of the program. I'm one of them. Yeah, there is a team, and I'm one of the curators of the program, The Art of Contemporary Dance in St. Petersburg State Conservatory. Yeah, the Russian St. Petersburg. You know, there are 2 of them. One is American. We are talking about Russia for now, and. Your questions during this live stream, they are welcomed. If you have any, you may write them in YouTube chat or in Facebook. Depends on where you watching this video. Unfortunately, it would be not so easy to answer you if you would watch only the post after this live stream, but still I'm available, and Sarena also, so you may type something later, but it's easier would be to ask now. Yeah. Probably we should start from a small presentation of the program, just for you to know what is it about and what is this program for. I will share my screen. 1 minute. Yeah, you see? Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it. Great.
Good. So this is a BA program, bachelor, undergraduate program. In America, you say that, yeah?
Yeah, we say bachelor's, undergrad, both.
Mm-hmm. So it's a program of university level. Conservatory is a university level education. So it's a 5 years of 5 years, not old, but 5 years program. And the last year, it's a company year. So 4 years of study. And the last one is like a small transition from the education world to the professional career world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so sometimes we would call that, depending on what you're familiar with, 4 years of study and then 1 year of practicum. So sometimes I think maybe in medicine or in law, they might have those kinds of programs where it helps you transition to the professional world.
Yeah, probably it's of that kind. Yeah, so we suppose that after 5 years of study, our students, our not alumni, but students yet, they are able to behave as a professional dance company with sharing roles. So they can manage to have rehearsals, to find some contracts to perform, and even maybe to make costumes and lights and music. So they have to share all the roles which they probably would need in their professional life as a dancers and dance artists. So our program is really approaches to I should do. Yeah, our program is aiming to prepare professionals of the dance world. It's not only about dancing itself, and it's not only about choreographing, for example, or pedagogic. It's about being a professional in this professional industry, in the scene. Yeah, and probably some of them could choose pedagogic. It would be closer to them. It would goes better, and they would feel better in this way. Somebody would choose dancing itself, yeah, and maybe choreographing would be closer to someone else. So we want to give them all that knowledge that could help them in their professional life then. And of course, our program is concentrated more on Russian contemporary dance, which is actually very young, which is developing now. We don't have such a great history as American dance. We don't have all this modern dance background and postmodern. We don't have even German expressionism and then dance theater. But our contemporary dance, which is about 30 years old for now. Now it's struggling to find its face, and our program is a part of this process. And so the program is major about finding the borders. So we want to find what is it, Russian contemporary dance. Of course, this American and European contemporary dance benefits a lot in it. So we, based on this background, but we are trying to find something that could benefit the world's contemporary dance then. That is our major goal. And the main focuses of our program are our program is focused on the body, on composition of dance, and project working and making dance productions. So the first module, study module, is concentrated on dance techniques and body awareness. Of course, we have a lot of somatics, and we have different dance techniques which are represented by several teachers, not the one who is teaching everything. No, not like this. And then we add composition and the knowledge about improvisation, and where is the border between composition and improvisation? Where does it start? I mean, composition, where the improvisation ends. And then on the third and fourth grade, our students would be concentrated on project work, and they would concentrate on making their own projects, or we would add some guest teachers who would explain how to make a dance project from the very beginning. What do they need? How to write papers? How to find financial support?
I see.
Yeah. So
so essentially, you build up the future dance artist, choreographer, teacher, or even administrator from more of a technical and a physical base. And then once they, taking into account the fact that you may have a variety of different skill levels, you may have very balletic people who are coming in and wanting to explore contemporary dance for, if not the first time, then the first time really seriously. You may have more contemporary or modern dance background type dancers coming who may not have had a ballet class. And then, as we spoke before, you do have a ballet teacher. They do take ballet classes in addition to all that stuff. So you give them a proper base, and through somatics, you explore the kind of mind-body connection and proprioception and awareness, which is necessary when you're rolling around on the ground, as opposed to just doing a tendu while holding onto a wooden bar. And then from there, you kind of allow them to explore their boundaries and so on. Is that sort of, am I understanding that correctly?
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking about background of our students,
yes.
Now we have only the one grade, the first one, because the program is just building up. And they have such a different background. Some of them came from really ballet schools and even professional ballet theaters already. And some of them came from the street dance culture. And
wow, okay. That's a big difference.
It's very hard to find something common for them, but yeah, we start exactly from that, from making the connections between their body and their mind, and make them accept their own bodies and how to work with it carefully and in a polite way.
Yeah.
So, we don't aim to have these high legs and to make tricks every day, and kill their knees and muscles and so on. But we try and make them to be friendly to their bodies, to find their own way to move in this very kind way.
Yeah, there's an interesting boundary between pushing the instrument that is your body to its maximum form of expression. If a leg that's at 90 degrees is good, then a leg that can go 90 degrees or 180 degrees is better, because it's an instrument which has more range. If a violin could only play one note, it would make some music, but not the most interesting music. On the other hand, I do have experience with certain other contemporary dance schools in Europe and America, where there seems to be an emphasis on a certain extremity to the plasticity of the body, a certain extremity to where you push the body. And you see a lot of injuries just because the students are, as we say, going for broke and having accidents, not having repetitive strain injuries, but literally falling, hurting themselves because they're pushing themselves in certain ways. And so there's this interesting balance that, if I understand you correctly, you're trying to strike, where on the one hand, we're pushing the body as our instrument so that we can create the maximum variety of movement and really express ourselves. On the other hand, we're teaching and coming from a basis of kindness and self-awareness, and not abusing the body that you're going to have to live in for the rest of your life, no matter how long you end up dancing for.
Sure, that's the goal. Yes, because we have, of course, we sometimes as a dancers we have injuries. It happens, but we try to teach dancers as even now when they're in their study process how to prevent injuries, or at least how to minimize the range of injury, in different cases. So, and how do we build up our study process? We have 5 regular teachers who teaches every day. Who teach every day. So they have 5 classes per day. And it's except the academics. All the academics, they are, of course, they are there, but 5 like dance classes. Our day starts from yoga. Every day we have yoga, and then it's ballet, also every day, and then we have some theory, dance theory, and then we have 2 technique dance classes. One is normally somatic, and one is real technique, like physicality. Except this, they have it's a regular schedule, but one time a month a guest teacher comes, and guest teacher is a representative of the dance community, of the dance scene of St. Petersburg or Russian. We would like also to say international, but for now the borders are closed, so we have only national teachers. So, and the teacher, he brings its own vision of contemporary dance, and the technique which he brings, or she, may vary from a very conservative, modern dance, old school, to a very extreme experimental dance. Yeah, and so we have about 4 or 5 guest teachers each semester, and 1 production per each semester, twice a year. Yeah, we have 2 semesters, so twice a year we have a production. We make a performance, we make a work with the choreographer, a dance piece, and we present it on the stage. For now, we had only 1. You see the images from there. It was a dance performance, Yes, No, Future, by Alexander Lubashin, who performed as a choreographer of this work. And we plan the next performance for the next semester already. So we will see what will happen. Also, we have weekly meetings, encounter people from dance industry, from dance scene. Artists or producers or even administrators, managers, people who knows their profession inside. And these people, they can tell our students whatever they want about themselves, and then our students, they ask questions, and they may ask any questions, very uncomfortable. For example,
like how much money can I expect to make?
Like this. Actually, it happened.
Yeah.
Already. Anything about their family life, how to combine their private life with their professional life, and so on. And we try to make these encounters very open. For now, because of course of quarantine measures, we have to only to stream it on YouTube. But we plan to make it open for everybody who wants. May join this and just be a guest. Yeah, so we have this very complicated schedule. Actually, it's from if I look at it daily, it's from 8:30 till 4, 5, or even 6 p.m.
So it's a full day for sure.
Yeah, full day. And of course, we have our Saturdays are a little bit easier, but still on Saturday as well. Yeah, and we have 2 ways how to enroll to this program. It's for foreigners, for not Russian students. For Russian, there's unfortunately only one way, but for foreigners, you can choose.
Lucky us.
One with a scholarship, which we would talk a little bit later, and one with a regular tuition fee. So it's easier to start with the second one. So I will talk a little bit about this. The regular tuition fee is about $3,500 per year. It's not so much. It could increase a little bit because of the how do you say it in?
Yeah, the exchange rate. So at present, as of February 2nd, 2021, this morning, the ruble is at about 75 to 76 rubles to the dollar. So at that exchange rate, 270,000 rubles is about $3,500 a year. If the ruble obviously devalues further, Baruch Hashem, God forbid, then it will be cheaper for people paying in dollars. If the ruble is valued higher, then the exchange rate is different. But at the present day, it's about $3,500 per year for tuition.
It's not only about the exchange rate, it's also about the inflation.
Oh, right.
You know that
Inflation.
Inflation, yeah, because the price of the study, it is usually fixed on in the beginning of the June.
Okay.
So it is the price for this year, for the present year. And for the next year, for 2021, and, we still don't know the...
Okay, I see.
But it should be around this.
Yeah, I remember when I was at the conservatory, the original contract that I signed was for a certain price. And then both due to inflation and due to the changing of the exchange rate, I had to sign another contract, but it wasn't significantly more expensive. It was not a huge difference, is what I remember.
Yeah, there could be a little difference, but not such huge. Yeah, and if you decide to apply with this normal, traditional way of enrolling to the program, you have to send all the materials for the audition. The audition is going distantly, so you don't have to come to Russia. And all the materials you have to send by the 31st of May. You can start it after our stream, after our live, because it has already started from the 1st of February. You should send it to the mail address, you see it, email, dance@conservatory.ru. There are 2, if you see below, there are two emails, and there is a difference between them. One is dealing with your artistic process, and one is dealing with your administrative things. So dance@conservatory.ru is about your videos, about your motivation letter, and all the materials for the audition. And documents, full package of documents, you have to send not later than 28th of June to another email. You see, abiturient@conservatory.ru. Yeah, it's another one. And the exams via Zoom would be held in July.
Mhm.
You would get a personal link, you would get your personal timetable in advance, and you'll have exams distantly. And yeah, of course. What should you prepare if you want? Actually, it's for both. For those who want to apply with a scholarship or without a scholarship, you have to prepare 2 dance solos, and they have to be not so long, 3 minutes maximum. And it is a dance. These should be a dance solos that characterize you as a dancer from different positions. So, for example, if you made one solo very expressive and tricky and very technique,
Mhm.
the other might be totally different. So it could be about probably you work with your body and your feeling, and I don't know. I'm just
Mhm. So there's supposed to kind of 2 opportunities to highlight different aspects of your dancing. So for example, if I would really like to show you how technical I am, oh, I can do these 4 pirouettes and I have a wonderful jump and I'm very flexible, then perhaps one more, what we would call more of a jazz or competition dance type style, something very technical. And then if I want to show more, I don't know, something a little bit more inward or sensitive, or more my abilities as, more like an experimental dance or something that I really have put my lyricism into, then I can do those 2 separate things. Okay.
yeah. Thanks, Sarena.
Yeah, better than trying to put it all into one,
Mhm.
because then you end up with like this bombastic, huge technical solo, and then this very like inward, very, Pina Bausch style actor laden kind of piece. That would be weird. Better to separate them.
So yeah, that's why there are 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have to do 2. You cannot do one for 6 minutes. No,
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
And the second stuff that you have to do is a motivation letter. You can do it as long as you want. Okay, 15. I think 15 pages is enough. Totally.
Probably, yeah.
Please don't go crazy and don't
Yeah.
don't write a Tolstoy book for us as a motivational letter. But still, we want to find who you are. We want to find your background in this letter and your motivation. So,
Mhm.
what is your experience and why this experience brings you to this program? Why do you want to apply to this program?
Mhm.
The motivation letter could be written in English or Russian if it's your
Mhm.
own, if it's your mother language. Yeah. And you also, with the links for the video, you also have to send it via email.
Mhm.
Dance at conservatory.ru.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's it.
So ideally, in the email that I send, so for example, I'm an applicant and I want to apply to this program. I'm very excited. I film my solos wherever I have studio space, or even, I clear away my kitchen table and I use that space. And so I filmed it. I'm all ready. I write my motivation letter, and then I just send that off to whom it may concern, or to Maria, or to whomever else at dance@conservatory.ru, just in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then audition and probably your name. So in my case, it would say something like Sarena Fishman Jimenez, audition, contemporary dance, something like that. Would that be clear? Okay, great. And then just to clarify about the motivation letter, is it, it's more why I want to study in this program, not so much like when you apply for a job, you say, in a clever way, this is why you should pick me. Is it more about why I want, or what my qualities are?
Of course, it's a kind of the motivation letter which you
Mhm.
write when you want to get a job, because
Mhm.
you like to sell yourself to us.
Sure.
Sure, but your motivation
Mhm.
and your background and how do you work with this background
Mhm.
also matters. Yeah,
Mhm.
and we would like to understand, we would like to see the applicants who are not just were jogging around
I
and,
see.
oh yeah, there is a VA program, why not
Mhm.
apply? We want to see that you really were very precise with your choice and you choose and you have chosen this program because of something. Yeah,
Mhm.
please, if you still don't acquainted with our program at all, if you are not acquainted, please watch our Instagram account, watch our probably YouTube channel. We have
Mhm.
some videos there, and you can find some information in our Facebook page. And please try to find out and gather some information about our
Mhm.
program. You may write to me. I'm trying to answer you right away. Yeah. So this is the materials that you have to send by email in advance. Yeah, by the 31st of May.
Mhm.
And in July, you are supposed to held your Russian language test.
Mhm.
Also gonna be held via Zoom. You will get your link, and you have your individual interview via Zoom as well. And this is the most tricky, I think, the most tricky exam because I'm not sure if it's possible to speak English during your interview. But
Mhm.
I'm working on it.
Mhm.
We will get maybe an interpreter, translator who will
Mhm.
help us here via these interviews. Yeah, because the majority of the entrance commission,
Mhm. The
uh,
jury, I suppose.
yeah, the jury,
Uh-huh.
they don't speak English at all, and
Mhm.
they don't understand English. So there might be some problems, but
So we have the Russian language test, which will obviously be Russian, but then you're speaking about the individual interview is not an extension of your Russian language test. It's more the professors of the conservatory, the jury, um, getting to know you and asking you questions to figure out who you are as a person. And so in that case, we would perhaps have an interpreter so that there would be the maximum level of understanding, because it's not so important that you can't express perfectly in Russian, what you feel about dance and who you are at that stage.
yeah, exactly. Uh,
Perfect.
so I'm working on it.
Hmm.
We really need to give you freedom to express yourself,
Hmm.
your own, not your in your own language, but probably only in English. Okay, because we cannot give the international translation for every languages.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, but we're not quite there yet.
Our technologies are not so progressive. Yeah, so this is for both who wants to get scholarship and for those who wants to apply right away. Because the price you see, the regular price, it's not so high. For Russian students, it is. Actually, it is. But for European or American students, it's not so high. And what documents should you send? Again, it's for both. And the documents should be sent to the other email you see there,
Hmm.
abiturient at conservatory.ru. Yeah. First, application form. Where can you get it? You can get it you can download it from the conservatory website, but I think it would be very wise from my side to post it in our Facebook page
Hmm.
um, as a comment for this post.
Hmm.
And because it's not so easy to find somewhere on the conservatory.
Yeah, it can be a little difficult to dig. So maybe on the follow-up Facebook post, or even as just like a comment under it, you can just include the PDF or a link to the page where you can get that. That would be probably easiest.
easier. Because there is both versions, a Russian version application form and English version, but it's so hard. And then
Yeah.
you have to make scans of your passport or ID. It should be valid 1.5 years from the date when you plan to enter Russia. And you also have to have a diploma or any other certification of your complete secondary education, or probably university education. You have to make legalization, this apostille seal. If you don't know what is it, you have to contact to your government and just ask them, what does it mean?
Yeah. I'm not so sure how it works in Europe or in other countries, but I know that at least in the United States and probably in Canada, the way that I did it was I am a homeschooler. And so I had a general equivalency degree, which signified that I'd completed my high school studies. And I also had transcripts, which my teachers, my parents who homeschooled me had prepared. And so what I had to do was I had to take my official diploma or certificate of high school completion and my transcripts, and I had to take them to a translation agency. It was a translation agency that I think advertised that they had a notary, that they were able to give me the apostille seal and legalization. So they translated the documents and they stamped it so that it would be valid for use overseas. Because if you don't have that apostille seal, then what that means is that, you could have translated that diploma in your garage, and it's not valid. There's no way to signify that it is legal. So that's important. So, a quick Google search would probably help you to find English to Russian, French to Russian, Swahili to Russian, whatever it is, translation of documents with apostille. And then you'll find an agency or a service in your local area.
Yeah, and this would solve your next problem. You see, the next document is Russian translation of your diploma. That's it. So if you do it right away, you have apostille and you have the translation already. So there are only four documents that you have to send, the scans of the documents, of course. And you send it by the end of the June, and then you are waiting for your personal links and your personal scheduled exams via Zoom. Yeah, the procedure is the same for those who want to apply with a scholarship or for those who is applying without it. And the scholarship. You have to understand that the scholarship doesn't mean that if you win the scholarship, that means that you are already get into the program. It does mean that you have a scholarship to study in Russia. And then you have to apply to the particular university, in our case, the Conservatory, to BA program, the Art of Contemporary Dance. So first...
So in other words, it's sort of like when you apply for a grant or a scholarship in the US, you may win a scholarship for, let's just say my mother's from Ecuador, so I apply for a $2,000 grant or scholarship for Latino women who want to go to a 4-year school, and it's put on by this special charity organization. I win the scholarship. That doesn't mean that Harvard, Stanford, University of Washington automatically accepts me. It just means that this program has given me a scholarship for a 4 or 5-year school to use as I please. So you need to apply for the scholarship, but that doesn't mean, yay, I got the scholarship, I'm accepted to the conservatory. That's a separate process.
Yeah, that's very important. So first you have to apply for the scholarship, and then you have to apply to the program. To apply for the scholarship, you have to register on this website, Education in Russia. It's a very interesting site. It's a tricky one. Yeah. There are a lot of surprises. That's why I wanted to show you today in a real-time way how to use it and how to register there. And if you still would have some confusions and if you still would be not so sure, you have, I found it out, you have a special website where you can find contacts in your particular country. You see this rs.gov.ru and I will show you. Yeah. I'll show you it in a minute. Yeah, this website, can you see this, Sarena?
Yes, yeah, I see it.
It's called the program. It's called Россотрудничество. It sounds like a spell. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, it really does.
You'll never pronounce it if you're not Russian. Don't even try. You have to remember this website address, and you see here you have, 1 second, you have contacts.
Contacts, okay.
When you press contacts, there should be, if it works, there should be a list of the contacts in every country. So you can find yours, or probably if there's no your country, there could be a, like a neighbor country.
Neighboring country, yeah.
And you can ask questions, but I think the majority of the world countries are here. Yeah.
Interesting. What do they have under, hang on, let's see, USA. Okay, so they have deputy representative as a part of Consulate General in New York, and then Russian Center for Science and Culture in Washington. I assume that's Washington, D.C., so it looks like they have mostly everything on the East Coast, but interesting. Okay.
But still, you can call them, you can write them, and
okay,
to find out any information. So
right.
This is a particular website of this program, which gives scholarships. But to apply, there is another website, this Education in Russia. And
so these contacts here, you know, separated by country would be, for example, if you have a problem with the application, or something like you've put in some information and it says that it's incorrect and you don't know why it won't accept it, you would then reach out and speak to them. Okay.
Because you sometimes I can help you with some particular problems, but sometimes it depends on your location or very specific cases, so it's easier to contact them. And this Education in Russia, this is the right place where you have to apply for the scholarship. First of all, you have to notice this button where you can switch languages. Normally it would be in Russian, in Cyrillic, and if you are not able to even read Cyrillic, it might be a problem. So you can see a flag sign here and you switch to English. Then you have to log in. I'm already in, so it's very easy. It would ask you just your email and what else? Your name and surname, probably that's it. And then you have to choose your program. So it's the main page. Yeah, I'll do it once again to be sure that it works. It works. Yeah. You choose main programs, not additional, main programs. You choose your educational level. In our case, it's bachelor degree, and the area, arts and culture. And you search. Then You may skip this training direction group. You just have area of education already, and you have training direction. Now, the tricky one, you have to know the code. Without the code, you'll never find. And the code starts from the 5. So it's 520301. Remember it for the rest of your life. All right, where is it? A lot of programs. Yeah, that's here. You see, there is ballet art, that's not right. Dance art, that's also not ours. And you have to find this choreographic art. Suddenly, it's choreographic art. And then you can speak language of instructions because, of course, it's Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Second surprise. Yeah, but you choose St. Petersburg here. Yeah, and there are only 2 programs. You would not mistake. Show 2 programs, and then you, ta-da, you can see choreographic art in St. State Conservatory and also in Vaganova Academy. I would say that Vaganova Academy is a very conservative program, so there is no contemporary dance. You also may choose it because you may choose up to 6 programs when you're applying for this scholarship, but mind that it's only about ballet and ballet pedagogic. Here, you press choose, and nothing happens because it's a very funny website. when you press, normally it should bring you to another page, but probably I should open it.
Well, because you've already started the application, we can just assume that when the website's working, you'll just click choose and it will take you to this.
If you don't have your application, so you would just continue. But if you already have started one, you can, yeah. First of all, you press edit. Oh, magic! It didn't switch to Russian. If it switched to Russian, again, please switch language here for English again. And here you see it's a normal application form. The only difficulty is with the surname, which you have to write in Cyrillic in Russian transcription. And probably you have to use special resources, web resources, like transliteration to the Cyrillic, and just Google and you'll search something probably, and you write your surname in Russian letters.
Yeah, there are what do you call it? Services online. If you just Google it, English to Russian, Russian to English, transcription. So there, just like there's Google Translate, there's different transcriptions. So you can take a Russian name, as you see here, Smirnov, written in Latin letters, and go back and forth. So just Google it, you'll find it.
Yeah, and then it's the same procedure with your name. If you don't have a patronymic name, just skip it. And the place of birth, yes, the birth date, still in Russia, you see, but I think you can easily guess what does it mean. It means day, month, and year. Gender, family status, it's easy. Here, if you click visa is not required, then you see everything in Russian, in Cyrillic. If you only click here, no problem. Yeah. So this is easy. Education information, you have to fill everything, you see, it's obligatory. And then I'll just skip everything and go to the next page. Okay, arrow, updating data. Yeah, here is the most, I think, difficult for me thing, because I am absolutely sure that our program officially is not full-time. But here is the only option, full-time. So you have to choose it, but please don't be surprised later when you see that our program is part-time. It was made only for making it cheaper, but still the diploma is absolutely the same and the study is of full day. Yeah.
So this is one of those little technical formalities and bureaucratic details that you may already be familiar with, depending on how much paperwork you've done with your local government, but it's especially important in Russia. It is a full-time program from 8 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. You study 5 or 6 days a week. You get a fully qualified bachelor's degree at the end of your time. But because of certain bureaucratic details, and in order to make the tuition as affordable as possible for everyone, it is officially listed as a part-time program. So if at some point in your application process you come across the words part-time program, don't panic. It's the same program. It's just one of those little details. So just disregard that and continue.
Yeah, thank you, Sarena.
Yeah, it's hard to understand for sure. Don't get caught up on it.
Yeah, it's part of Russian soul. Mystery Russian soul. So, but here we have the only one choice, full-time. So choose it. Yeah, and then you have already chosen your direction of training, choreographic art with the magic code you see here. And here you see university list. Yeah, you have to rate your programs which you want to apply. And if you want to apply to our BA program, so the Rimsky-Korsakov State Conservatory should be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Its official name, the Rimsky-Korsakov St. Petersburg State Conservatory. Rimsky-Korsakov is a composer after whom is named our conservatory. And then you listed Paganova and everything else, what you can find. Yeah, 6 programs, you see. Then language proficiency. I guess that not all of you speak Russian as good as Sarena, for example. So I recommend you to put beginner here. There are a little bit more options I don't own, you see, but please don't choose this one.
Mm-hmm.
Beginner, and we will see what we can do on our entrance exams there with your beginner level. And of course, start to study Russian. Don't choose this one that you need to study at preparatory department.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't, because it means that you have to spend 1 year studying only Russian in Russia. Yeah. Here you can add something, sports achievement, you see, Olympiads, and so. And then there is also a possibility to put a stick here. If you don't win the scholarship, if you want to study without it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You decide if you want or not.
And so what should we put under this here, the portfolio link, plans after graduation? How, is that necessary? What is that?
It's not necessary.
Okay.
So it's no obligatory sign. So
I see.
It's up to you. If you want to download your portfolio,
okay,
link, yeah, and plans after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on you.
World domination, of course. And so for portfolio link, would that be, if someone wanted to include it, would they maybe include their professional dance reel on YouTube, or would they include a link to Google Drive or Dropbox where they have their work, or what could someone put there if they wanted to?
I think that for those people who select candidates for scholarship.
Okay.
They are not such a professionals in a dance in particular, but they know that, for example, international contest sounds great. So if you have a video from the international contest upload, or you have a diploma from international contest, please upload it here, and it matters for them.
So what you're saying is that what this section is for is to convince the committee who's deciding whether to give you the scholarship or not how worthy you are. So for example, if you were a finalist at Prix de Lausanne, please God, put the link to either the video or a scan of your, finalist diploma there, and that will help your case. Is that right?
So you have to show yourself with in a better way. So please, what you have here, of course, please be realistic. Don't put their links when you won a prize in a kindergarten.
Yeah.
It wouldn't help for sure.
And then how much does it matter to, and you may not know the answer to this question, but what's your opinion if, for example, the applicant in question also won some academic awards? Maybe they were a merit scholar like we have in the United States, or maybe they won some kind of a scholarship based on their academic or intellectual success in high school. Would that be something they could put, or is it not relevant?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's an academic study. I mean, all 8 programs, it's an academic study. So their previous academic achievements, they matter.
Okay, great, super.
Yeah, so try to really to show your achievements, if they're connected with dance or not. Yeah, maybe you're a winner of the cooking competition. Still, why not? Yeah, and then after you fill everything, you press next. You have a checklist here.
Okay.
And you have to attach scanned copies of documents. Oh, that's new one. Yeah, actually, that's today's.
Wow, that's nice. That makes it quite easy to keep track of everything, so you don't need to worry about forgetting anything.
Yes, and here you can upload right away on the, you see, passport,
super
education document. So it's everything in one place. That's even easy. And when you have done this, you probably have to check, have to print, and send. Yeah.
So, but just to be clear, if you apply through this website for the scholarship, and if you click that little box that said, even if I don't get the scholarship, I still want to apply, does the candidate still need to send their documents and all their information to those emails that you spoke about before, or does this take care of it because all their information is already on there?
I think the candidate in any case should send both to Conservatory.
Probably wisest. So just cover all your bases, even if you apply for the scholarship, even if you say, I still want to try to get into the Conservatory, even if I don't get the scholarship. Please do review the documents that Maria mentioned before and send them to dance@conservatory.ru and the other email address. So just make sure you do that. Otherwise, July arrives and you say, oh, well, I thought I sent it, just be sure that you do send it.
Yeah, because the reality is like that documents can be lost on every.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it would directly forward it to.
Yeah, exactly. There may be communication, there may not be communication. So just make sure you send it right to the Conservatory.
and you see, it's an experimental, even website is changing every day. So today we have something new here. And it's better to check twice. please don't hesitate to write to this email or in Facebook or elsewhere where you find me. Please don't be afraid. I would answer, maybe not this day, but the day after or in a certain time. I would answer for sure. Yeah. And do you have any questions? Yeah. No, we don't have still. Okay. So if everything is clear, I hope that everything is. Do you think, Sarena?
I think so. I mean, it can be a little daunting at first whenever you see these official kinds of forms, but as complex as it can sometimes be, not complex, sort of circuitous, where it will say something like education degree, and what they mean is like high school diploma. You know, just reach out if you have any questions, just clarify things, you know, and don't worry. And also, if any of you are applying to other American or European universities, it's pretty much as complicated as this, just in a different way. This is just the way it is. This is one of those trials you have to get through in order to get where you want to go. And quite frankly, without being too harsh, if you are not able to fill out these forms, if you're not able to take the initiative and say, hey, Maria, I can't figure this out. I don't know what to do. If you can't do that, your chances of success in the world of dance are going to be limited. You need to take initiative. You need to reach out. You need to decide what it is that you want, what it is that you need. Decide that something's helpful for you. Feel called to join the program or not, and then go for it. You know, so paperwork is going to be a part of your life. Challenges are going to be a part of your life. And so just do it. I mean, I was very overwhelmed. We didn't have this kind of online program. I had to apply through the conservatory website, which was very complicated. I didn't speak Russian. I had to apply for a visa. 8 times my application was rejected because I just wrote my address the way we write it in the States, which is not the way the Russian officials wanted it written. I have several names, a middle name, 2 last names. And but I was determined because I knew that I wanted to study in Russia. I knew that I needed to study at this conservatory. Which is where George Balanchine studied, which is where Rimsky-Korsakov taught, Glazunov, so many great people. And so if this is important to you, ask for help, find a way to make it happen. And if not, then, you know, it's probably not the program for you, and that's fine.
Yeah, thank you. That's really was my thought about that. Please consider it as a part of the challenge of the of your entrance exam. Yeah, it's the first part, and please don't be afraid. It's really possible. And Sarena, what was the worst thing which happened to you during your application process?
During my application process, probably the most difficult thing was that there was no audition by Zoom. That would have been very nice. I was told by the foreign department that I had to submit my video, which I did, of my own original choreography, and all my paperwork. And then I had to come in September with my parents and my little brother, and I had to audition in person. And I tried to ask without being obnoxious or sneaky, is this a placement exam? Like, am I already accepted? Or is this a, if you don't pass, you go home? And she sent me one line back, if you don't pass, you go home. We will see you in September. And so I came with 2 giant suitcases full of clothes, winter boots, coats, 6 pairs of gloves, because I was like, I'm going to Siberia, I need to be warm. And of course, a giant jar of peanut butter, as all Americans bring to Russia. And whey protein, just in case, you know, I didn't like the borscht and I got sick and I needed to stay alive until Christmas. And I thought to myself, this is it. Like, there's no way that I'm going home. I need to nail this audition. And if I don't get in, I need to ask to stay as a janitor. I need to beg. I need to do whatever it takes. And so I was very determined, but that was the hardest thing, was going to Russia with my family. Huge expense, enormous expense. and knowing that I could be turned around. So you should be grateful that you get to audition by Zoom, because then you don't have to travel to Russia worrying about all this money that may go nowhere.
Thank you, coronavirus, for this.
Right? It's like one good thing.
1 year ago, we haven't heard even about Zoom.
I know.
And now
Crazy.
it's a part of our lives.
Yeah. And, you know, if I could say one thing, just to not to try to sell you on the idea of the program, but as an American, you know, I can tell you that we have a lot of interesting things going on in the dance world all over the world. And wherever you go, you're going to find interesting people to collaborate with. But what really recommends Russia, and particularly St. Petersburg, and particularly this program put together by Maria, is the fact that this is something new. You don't go to Paris today in 2020 expecting to run into Gertrude Stein and Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald. They're dead, they're gone. And so Paris is still a very exciting place to be. And if you can go study. But it's not the bohemian lifestyle there anymore. It costs like 1,500 euro to get a little apartment. You know, New York, same thing. You're not going to run into Andy Warhol and Patti Smith and Robert Mapplethorpe there. You know, you're going to run into new interesting people. In St. Petersburg, there's something new and fresh and exciting happening. And it's not cheap, but it's affordable. You can rent small theaters. You can put on your work. You can meet friends and create things, and you can be part of something which is fresh and new and happening right now. So that may not be interesting to you, and that's totally fine. But if that sounds like something that you want to try, that you want to really do that, there's so many opportunities for you there. And it has to come from you. No one's going to hold your hand. No one is going to make the phone calls for you about reserving this theater. You know, you have a great resource here. Maria is going to help you. She speaks English very well. She speaks Russian. She's a great organizer. But basically, here is an opportunity for you to be part of something new and experimental, which gives you a lot of opportunities to create work, not $2,500 for 3 hours of performing time in a very small theater in New York, something which is very affordable and open to you. So that's my perspective on it. Obviously, I'm biased. I think it's all very exciting.
Sarena, it was so inspiring, even for me. Yes.
Well, it's because of you. You inspired me.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but it's true. Actually, it's true. Because of its the contemporary dance in Russia and our program, it's just on the stage of a very beginning. And because we are building it now, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We have no idea when, how would end up our first grade, this first grade. We have no idea of what would be they looking like in 5 years. Because of that, there is a mixture of the opportunities. This, I think, is the most determination to study in Russia, to study contemporary dance in Russia. So welcome. The questions are welcome. Thank you very much, Sarena, for your great help.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. Like I said, it's so exciting, and I really hope that more people will find out about it and get excited about it, and like-minded people will hear us talking about it and say, that's exactly for me. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we finish up our streaming.